Dear pilots, the walk-around is a key contribution to ensure that the overall condition of the aircraft, the visible components and equipment are safe for the flights. It is mandatory before each flight, and this includes, of course, ensuring all visible aerofoil surfaces are clean. You can find the detailed procedure for external inspection in the ATR documentation. If any comment, please contact us at safety@atr-aircraft.com. And now, enjoy the video. Before exiting the aircraft, you will need the following: a high visibility vest properly fastened, a flashlight to enable a proper check of the aircraft system, structure and the control surfaces. The ambient noise levels of airport aprons can be high, and the use of earring protection should be considered whilst you perform your outside check, noting that these may also reduce the wearer's situational awareness of events taking place in the vicinity. During night operations, it is necessary to turn on all the lights so that they can also be checked. We understand that this step must be performed in accordance with the ongoing operations. Some lights work only on ACW supply. We will highlight it during the video. The path to follow the walk-around is given by the FCOM and starts walking clockwise from the left landing gear. Let's begin with the external inspection. Pass your hand on the surface of the fuselage above the door in order to assess the conditions of the upper surface of the fuselage. From this position, you also have a good view of the upper part of the left wing. Both items give you good indications of the potential contamination of the aircraft. In case of doubt on the contamination of the surfaces, an additional check of the wings, upper surfaces and horizontal stabilizers is needed using appropriate equipment. Ensure that the parking brake indicator is above 1600 psi, showing that the brake accumulator has no leak. Ensure that the maintenance doors are closed with all the latches pressed in. Check the wheels and tire conditions. Make sure there are no deep cuts, no cracks, no bulges on the sidewalls and overall wear of the tires. In case of doubt, call maintenance. Be careful not to touch the brake. It could be very hot. Ensure that the brake wear detectors are not out of the limit. It means that the indicator is not flush with the guide bolt. If any of the indicators are flushed with the guide, call for maintenance. Look also if the brake temperature sensors are correctly plugged in. For the anti-skid, verify that both lines are crossed. Verify that no foreign object debris are around the area. As you're looking downward, ensure that you cannot see any leaks in the wheel well. Check that the uplock position is open. Ensure that gear doors hinges are in good visual conditions. The door must be correctly fixed with no visual impact. Verify the condition of the locking spring. Now check if any hydraulic lines are damaged or leaking. If any obvious signs of wear or damage, call maintenance. Observe the landing gear main structure. It should not be deformed, no cracks and no oil leaks around the shock absorber. Verify the free fall assister, no leak. In the location, verify that the safety pin is removed. Ensure that the landing line condition is good with no broken glass. Check that the pack ram air inlet is not obstructed. The beacon light must be verified not broken and flashing when selected on. Check that the air conditioning and temperature valve inspection doors are correctly closed and latches are pressed in. The TAT cover has been removed and its condition is correct. The magnetic fuel level is in. As you're walking along the left wing trailing edge, you will start by checking the flap's rail seal is present, not obstructed and not damaged. Check also the general flap's condition. Memorize the flap's position and when back to the cockpit, verify that it matches with the flap's lever. Ensure that the flap track's fairings are not damaged and are flush with the lower surface of the wing. Look into the exhaust nozzle of the engine to spot any leakage and any object that can obstruct it. Look on the ground below the engine for any fluid. Check the status of the rear stage power turbine. No dents, no damage. For example, verify that the engine cowl does not touch the exhaust pipe. A gap exists between the engine cowl and the exhaust pipe. The ailerons and tabs should have no visible damage neither on the control surfaces nor on the hinges. Check the 5 static discharges are in place and not broken. Check the horn conditions. Ensure that the navigation and strobe light conditions are good with no broken glass. Have a look at the wing de-icing boots. Visually confirm no external damage, waviness, delamination, tear, cracks, blister, peeling. If any, call maintenance. At this point, you will also check the ice detector. It has to be in place and not broken. Verify that the fuel level indicators are flush with the wing and that there is no leak from the fuel water drain valve. Verify that the fuel vent NACA inlet is clear and unobstructed. Verify that the 4 latches are closed and latched. Under the engine, make sure the oil cooling flaps are clear and unobstructed. Have a look at the ground below the engine to verify there is no leakage. Look for any blockages in the engine air intake and for any oil or any tear on the engine de-icing boots. Ensure that the spinner is mounted properly and the propeller in the feathered position is aligned with the indicator. Then walk across to the engine number 1. Rotate manually the propeller and check for any unfamiliar sounds. Check that the blades aren't damaged. Verify the internal engine cowl. The 4 latches are closed and latched. Don't forget the ATR recorded events with loss of engine cowl, internal side, that could have been avoided with a better look on the latches. Finally, check the overall condition of the inner wing, leading edge and fairing. Ensure that the avionic vent overboard valve is open. On ground, the open condition is normal when engine 1 is not running. Walking towards the nose, you will check the wing light condition is good with no broken glass. Verify also that the emergency light condition is good with no broken glass. The emergency door must be closed. Ensure the cargo door control panel is not damaged. If the cargo door is closed, please confirm using the 3 view ports. The latching action is performed by 3 hooks. If the cargo door is open, Please ensure a process is in place to verify closure using the 3 viewports. Verify the oxygen bottle discharge indicator is green as a normal status. Check that the AOA probe is not damaged, not contaminated and free of movement. No damage on the cockpit communication hatch. Check the icing evidence probe condition. Verify that the static ports are clean. Check that both pitot tubes covers are removed. Ensure that the pitot are clean before each flight. Do not touch the pitot and static probes. They can remain hot. Look at the wipers, if they're in good condition, at the right position. Then go a few steps back to get a good look at their nose rhythm. Look at the static discharges if they're in good condition and all in place. Look for cracks, bird strikes or lightning bird marks, and check that the radome latches are securely fastened. This is also a good spot to get an overview on either wing for any recent bird strike. Walk towards the nose wheel, check that the chocks are in place. Check the wheel's entire conditions. Make sure there are no deep cuts, no cracks, no bulges on the sidewalls and overall wear of the tires. In case of doubt, call maintenance. Check the taxi and takeoff light condition are good, with no broken glass, no burnt out light bulbs or cracks. Verify no damage on the doors. 2 of the 4 nose gear doors have to be closed. Check that there is no damage. Now check if any hydraulic lines are damaged or leaking. If any obvious signs of wear or damage, call maintenance. Observe the nose landing gear main structure. It should not be deformed. No cracks and no oil leaks around the shock absorber. Verify on the nose landing gear wheel the securing components, bolt, castellated nut, cotter pin. In the location, verify that the safety pin is removed. At the same time, look at the wheel well condition and check that there is no leak. Verify the nose wheel steering, no leak, no damage. Verify the free fall assister spring, no obvious signs of wear or damage. As explained before, the pitot probe, static ports and angle of attack probe must be verified. Ensure that the external DC and AC access doors are not damaged. Not all the antennas can be visually checked, but let's have a review of the antennas. As explained before, the emergency exit door, emergency exit light and wing light, good condition, must be verified. Check the overall condition of the inner wing leading edge and fairing. Inspect the internal engine cowl. The 4 latches are closed and latched. As explained before, the engine air intake, de-icing boots, spinner and propeller condition must be verified. Usually, the propeller too will not rotate because prop brake is engaged. Verify the external engine cowl. The 4 latches are closed and latched. Under the engine, make sure the oil cooling flaps are clear and unobstructed. Have a look at the ground below the engine to verify there is no leakage.
As explained before, the wing de-icing boots, fuel vent NACA inlet, magnetic fuel level indicator and navigation and strobe light condition must be verified. As per the left side, the horn and the static discharges condition must be verified. Look for lightning burn marks.
As well as the aileron and tab, flap position will be checked. As explained before, the exhaust nozzle and flap state must be verified.
As per the left side, verify the flap rail seal. Then below the right wing, you can have a look at the magnetic fuel level indicator that has to be in, and also the TAT probe if it is not obstructed.
On the other side, ensure that the pack ram air inlet is unobstructed. The air conditioning ground connection is unplugged and the door is closed with all the latches pressed in.
Ensure that the landing light condition is good with no broken glass.
Verify that the switches are in the correct position and then that the refuel control panel is closed with all the latches pressed in.
As per the left side, repeat the inspections of the landing gear doors, the landing gear structure, the hydraulic lines, the wheel well, ensuring the up lock is open, the free fall assister, the safety pin is removed. The wheels and tires, the brake wear detectors, the brake temperature sensors.
Verify that the refuel ground connection door is closed with all the latches pressed in.
Ensure the VHF antenna is free of damage. Now, make sure the emergency exit light isn't broken or burned out and the service door condition is free of damage.
Also check the tail skid. The two red wear indicators should be in good condition. If any visible wear, you should call maintenance. From this angle, you have a good view from underneath the fuselage. For ATR 72, check that the tail prop is correctly installed or stored.
Check that there have been no damage in the aft part of the fuselage. Check the correct position of the outflow valve open.
Pass your hand on the skid shoe. It should be free of scratch. In case of scratch without wear on the red wear indicator and no scratch on the fuselage, the aircraft is free to go without maintenance action. If any doubt, call maintenance. Verify that the flight control access door is closed with all the latches pressed in. Walk a few steps backwards to check the VOR antenna and make sure it's attached properly. No damage. Have a look on the stabilizer, de-icing boots. No external damage, waviness, delamination, tear, cracks, blister, peeling. If any, call maintenance. Now make sure that the logo light isn't broken or burnt out and shows no impact.
Check the horn's condition.
Check the static discharges are in place and not broken. Make sure that the stabilizer, elevators and tabs have no visible damage on the control surfaces and on the hinges. As well, make sure that the fin, rudder and tabs have no visible damages on the control surfaces and on the hinges. The 3 vortex generators on each side must be well installed with no visible damage. Ensure that you don't spot any damage on the tail cone. Now make sure that the navigation and strobe lights aren't broken or burnt out and show no impact. Verify the correct alignment between stabilizers and fin axis. Verify that the toilet service panel access door and the water service panel access door are closed with all the latches pressed in. Look at the overall condition of the cabin door and particularly at the entry emergency light. Make sure that the light isn't broken or burnt out and show no impact. The walk around is key to ensure the overall external condition of the aircraft. The pilot should remain totally focused and perform the inspection in complete mindfulness.